Hello, friends. Today in this series, we would talk about things that are happening around. So, this would keep you updated on some important aspects of current affairs. Today, we will talk about the semiconductor chips and what India is doing to foray into the semiconductor industry. But first, a small disclaimer: we provide information for general guidance only, and please do complete research before you take any decision. In the latest news, we are setting up three manufacturing and assembling facilities related to semiconductor chips at Dholera and Sanand, this is at Gujarat, and at Morigaon in Assam. If you see the semiconductor chips, they are manufactured in Taiwan, and Taiwan produces around 60% of the semiconductor chips. Of course, they are manufactured in certain other countries as well, but Taiwan is the major manufacturer of the semiconductor chips. The other competing countries are South Korea, China, USA. They are already into it, and Germany, it is emerging hub. Now, the big technology companies like Microchip Technology Inc. and Advanced Micro Device, they are planning to invest millions of dollars in India. And please note, this is for research and development too, which is very, very important. What has happened is now Taiwan's chip making seems to be threatened because of China. Every now and then there is some information or some news that China might attack Taiwan and so on. And countries like India, if we start manufacturing facilities, we can provide a lot of stability to the semiconductor industry. Because these semiconductor chips, they are used in most of the products today. You take simple electronic appliance, automobiles, or even complex computers. Everywhere these semiconductor chips are used. Now, to give you more information about the semiconductor chips, what are semiconductors? First of all, they are between insulators and conductors. That is, they partially conduct electricity. That is why they are called semi. They partially conduct, and they conduct more than an insulator but less than a pure conductor. They are mostly made up of silicon and certain other element or elements depending on the end use of the product. They actually manage to manipulate the electricity or the current flow. Like you can make the current flow in only one direction, or you can adjust the voltage and so on. So, like behaving like variable resistors, etc. That is what the semiconductor chips can do. And because of this reason, they are almost used in every industry. As consumers, we can find them in smart TVs, we can find them in washing machines, we can find them in mobile phones, everywhere, almost every industry it is used. And this is expected to grow. This will not stop here. um, Pandemic has only fueled this demand because of work from home culture, and because more gadgets are needed for communicating these days. So pandemic has only fueled the demand. You also find them being used in electronic vehicles, in medical equipments, and even in military equipments. So vast usage of semiconductor chips. So today they've become so important that they are playing pivotal role in world economies. Now all this is very good about the semiconductor industry, but what is happening is a lot of geopolitical tensions between US and China, or some kind of war-like situation between China, Taiwan, and such situations, or some kind of export restrictions or economic barriers. These have all led to increase in tariff, and also they disrupt the supply chain globally. The semiconductor industry is worried, and can see a lot of uncertainty. So, what can India do? What can India do is fine, but first let us see where does India stand. Now, India, we completely rely on other countries for the semiconductor chips. Like we completely import all our needs in this area, and this is expected to reach 100 billion in the near future. Now, this is a very, very huge amount. If we are going to import so much, then we need to do something. But the good news is that we have around 20% of our workforce globally in the design area of semiconductors. Um, so we have a good amount of workforce in this area. Um, and the government is also taking initiatives to attract global companies to invest in India. And they have set up some national electronic policy too. Now, apart from attracting foreign companies, government is also encouraging domestic companies to, invest in semiconductor industries, and they are also providing them some kind of subsidies. Now, all this the government is taking initiative, which is a good thing, and India can actually provide the stability that the semiconductor industry is looking for, because we are a peaceful country and we try to manage global relationships with all the countries. Primarily, if you see, we do not have much tension and we manage it very well. So this is what India can do. Now, what you can do if you want to participate or if you want to contribute, what you can do. If you are interested in this area, you can take up some courses on chip design and all. But let us tell you that please don't take up some expensive course and don't get fooled. Please look for government courses or look for courses that are affordable, and look and see that they give you a good information and they give you good knowledge on this area. So please be careful about whenever you're investing money in order to learn. Do not take up unnecessary expensive courses and do not waste your money. Also, if you are one of those who has good knowledge in the semiconductor chip industry or in designing of semiconductors, you can have a startup. Either you can get into a startup or you can also have your own startup if you have the necessary capital. If you cannot get into a startup, or if you do not have the necessary capital to begin a new company, you can also set up training centers. Like you can teach other people who are interested to enter this area. Apart from that, if you are not a person who wants to enter manufacturing of semiconductors completely, you can also enter the supply chain part, where you can supply raw materials. There are specific high-end chemicals and gases that are needed. So if you can supply them, you can also enter the supply chain area. Now, apart from that, you can enter the semiconductor equipment and set up a facility. Recycling, that can be a very good option. A lot of metals like copper, gold, silver, and even rare metals like indium and palladium are used. So, if you can help recycle these metals, a lot of mining can be stopped, and which will actually help the environment. And then there are you can provide transportation facilities like for raw material, for chemicals, etc. Like you can provide transportation vehicles. So, other than that, the semiconductor industry on the whole, they actually generate a lot of toxic and hazardous waste. So, you can step into safe waste disposal, and you can set up safe waste disposal systems. Um, you can see that these industries, like when you are supplying, suppose you are supplying raw material or things like that, you can supply environmental friendly raw material. So you can also see that as we are entering this area, we are more sustainable rather than damaging the environment. So let us start producing more. Let us manufacture semiconductor chips within this country, within India, so that we can, depend on ourselves more. And this can be a part of India growth story. Apart from that, this will also reduce the cost considerably. Now, if you're not a person who's into setting up manufacturing facilities, or who can do the running around for providing supply chain facilities, you can also invest directly into the stocks and ETFs of these companies. Now, again, we would say, please do complete research when you're investing, because a lot of caution and care is needed here. You can look into investment websites, investment apps. You can, if you have an advisor, you can speak to the investment advisor. Please do take a lot of necessary steps, and then you can invest in these stocks and ETFs of these companies too. So if you have liked the information we have provided, and if you feel it is useful, please like, subscribe and share. You can also give your comments in the comment box. Thank you.